Hi guys, it's Vanessa with Luminess Air, hashtag Luminess Vanessa C, if you want to look me up. Okay, so congratulations, you guys are watching this video because you just got your new customer kit. So I'm going to kind of just do a quick demo and show you guys how to get started, what to do, how to match your foundation, how many drops of each to use, how to use your stylus, and hopefully this will answer all of your getting to know how to do this questions. So you got your machine, you've got your compressor and your stylus, and you got all of your little goodies in this little box. So you've got your blush, your bronzer, your glow, your moisturizing primer, and your two foundations. So you most likely picked a foundation selection that was either fair or medium or tan, deep, any one of those. So you got two different colors to be able to either use one or the other or mix them together to make the perfect match. And I'm going to kind of show you how to do that. You want to make sure before you use everything that you shake it up really, really good, because most likely all of the product is kind of sitting at the bottom. It is all water and mineral based, so you want to mix it up to make the right consistency before you use it to get the right coverage. So with that, we're going to just start by trying to match our foundations. So what you want to do is you want to take your two colors and just kind of put it up against your face here and kind of mix it. So, or match it. So with this, you want to do it around here or even do a little bit in your neck area. And as you can see, neither one of these colors are perfect for me, but more so this one, my shade 3. I have a 2 and a 3. I've got the fair selection. And you're going to see that they're not perfect. But what you can do, take a little bit on your finger, make a little stripe with the 1. That was the shade 3. And then now I'm going to use the shade 2. And do one right here. So this one kind of, I don't know if you can totally tell, but this one's kind of pinkish. And this one up here, it kind of matches, but it's a little bit darker and orangier than my skin tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them together, but you can see that I'm closer to the shade 3. You want to make sure you wipe that off and don't put foundation over it because it'll kind of show a stripe. But I'm more so of the 3 than the 2. So what I am going to do is you can use anywhere from 6 to 8 drops of foundation, depending on how much coverage you want. I like to have a full coverage. So I like to use 7 to 8 drops usually. So I am going to start out and I'm going to use 5 drops of my shade 3 and 2 drops of my shade 2. And I'm going to mix those together and kind of just see how that matches. So in my stylus, I'm going to go 1, 2 drops of shade 2. This is your stylus. This is your well. This is your lever, and this is your tip, okay? And then this little thing is your tail. So now I'm going to do 5 drops of my shade 3. I didn't mean to do that many. Okay, when you're testing, I already know my foundation, so I went ahead and put all of it in there. When you're testing to figure out what shade you want to do the minimum amount of drops. So I could have done 2 drops of shade 3 and 1 drop of shade 2 just to kind of test it. But I want you to see how this works. So I'm just going to do this one side. And you see that gives a really good match, okay? So, because I put too much drops in there while I'm testing, I'm going to just go ahead and spray it out on a piece of a wipe. And then just kind of wipe out on the inside. But I want to show you, I did 1 drop of shade 1 or shade 2 in here. So I'm going to show you how this works. You can see that a little bit. It just looks a little bit too light, so it's going to wash me out a little bit, and it's got a little bit of a pink tint to it. So, and I have red cheeks, so I want to get rid of that redness on my cheeks. So let's see here. Looking for my wipes. Then I'm just going to go ahead and do 1 drop of the shade 3 just to show you. I'm going to do it. We'll do it. Look here. And it's a little orange. So you can just play around with it that way. It might take you a couple days to figure out what matches perfect. I think I probably went about 3 days. One day I did one thing. I went throughout the day and it just didn't seem perfect. So the next day I tried something else and I was a little closer. And then by the 3rd day, I figured out what my drops needed to be to make the perfect match. So it might take a few days. Don't let that scare you, because you will be able to figure out which match you need to do. And remember that, see, I have a lot of redness in my cheeks, that if both colors are completely, totally off, then what we can do is we can contact customer service and we will send them a picture of you and let them know what shades you have, and they can look at that, have the professional color matchers look at it and send you out a color match for free within your first 30 days. So we want to make sure that you're using your products before then to be able to get your color match. So don't hesitate to contact me to make that happen. Okay, so my wipe was a little wet, so I'm going to dry that. So you can see that that is how you want to make your color match. So now, to get started on using your system, you want to start by using your primer. So you can use anywhere from 4 to 6 drops. I usually use about 4 drops of my primer, the moisturizing primer, okay? So 4 drops of it. You want to hold your stylus about 4 to 6 inches away. So anywhere from 3 to 4 fingers away from your face. You constantly want to go in circular motions. Your face is round, so you want to do circular motions, okay? And you don't want to have stripes going back and forth, because that just won't even out the blending of the foundation, okay? So when you start, you're going to pull back your lever just a tiny bit. There are little notches on here. You want to pull back your lever about halfway, like that. You don't want to pull it back all the way, because if you pull back all the way, all the makeup's going to shoot out really fast. There is a needle inside here. When you take your tail off, there's a needle in here. If you happen to put your makeup in here, when you first get your stylus, just pour a little bit of water, distilled water in it, just to see if it's working right. And if makeup shoots out automatically, you might need to tighten this one, or tighten this one, or take this and push your needle all the way in, making sure it's all the way, and then tightening this. You don't want to tighten it so tight you can't get it undone, but tight enough to where it stops turning. And this is the tension. So you want to make sure this is tight so your tension is tight as well. And then just apply your tail back on, and that's how you're going to be able to test your stylus to make sure that it is adjusted correctly so you can put on your makeup. So it's not, you know, coming out too fast. If you are putting in here and you feel like you are just spraying and your makeup is coming out in 2 seconds, then there's something that needs to be adjusted back here. Okay, so you're just going to pull back about halfway on your lever and apply your primer. Okay, I'm out. So you want to make sure that's dry. And then you want to do your foundations. So I'm going to do my 5 drops of my shade 3 and my 2 drops of my shade 2. to mix it together, you put your finger over the tip, you pull back just a little bit, you're gonna see it bubble. That mixes the colors together, okay? So now, if you do not have one of the concealers, the eraser or one of the concealers, and you have a few spots that you need to conceal, you can use your foundation to do that. And it might, you know, cover up a little bit. So I've got a little spot here, some redness on my cheeks that I wanna kind of help a little bit. So I just get a little bit closer and do like a little spurt. Not too much, you don't want to make it super wet. So you just do little spurts and it's going to disappear. Do it a little bit on my cheeks, just to kind of even out my tone. And that's just a little spot treatment, okay? My eyes water, yours will too. Just make sure your eyes aren't going to water all the way down. Use a Q-tip, place it in the center of your eye, to soak up any tears. Because this is water and mineral based, if it runs down your face after your makeup is on, you will have a makeup line and you do not want that. I do recommend that you purchase the final sealant. It's a waterproof final sealant, this one, and that's going to waterproof your makeup so you won't have that problem from sweat, from tears, from water, okay? So now I've got my little spot treatment done. I'm gonna go ahead and just go all over. Circular motions, covering my face with my foundation to the proper coverage that I prefer. Some of you like a sheer coverage, some of you like a full coverage. If you like a sheer coverage, you don't need as many drops and you just do a little bit at a time. And it is buildable, so you can build more if you want more coverage. So if you run out of product and you need to use a little bit more, put a few more drops in. It is buildable. Just make sure that layer is dry before you do it. And it's gonna feel cool on your face. So, and you'll hear the sound that it is done. So just dry your face. Okay? Now, I'm gonna use my glow. My glow is my highlighter. I'm just gonna put 2 drops in. I'm not gonna clean out my well. My foundation is in there. So I'm gonna put 2 drops in and it's gonna kind of mix a color that is gonna be right for my skin tone with my foundation, okay? Because I've still got a little bit in there. So I'm gonna mix it just a little bit to kind of mix in what was left on the sides of my foundation. And I'm going to kind of do a little triangle underneath my eyes to highlight under my eyes. And then I'm gonna go down my nose. Okay, then I'm going to spray any extra product out that I have. Going to wipe the inside. You can even use a Q-tip and pull back on your lever and you can clean out the inside as well. Now I'm going to use my blush. 2 drops of my blush. The blush is very pigmented, so you want to do this very lightly. You don't want to do too much at a time. So do a little bit on here. Go to the other side, do a little bit, let it dry, and then add some more. The longer it dries, the brighter it gets, so you might not need as much as you think you need. Okay, so now you want to make sure that that gets all dry. When you're doing your blush, your airbrushing, you want to stay from the middle of your eye and go over. You don't want to go too far over because then it's going to make your cheeks right here really red. So go here and then just in this angle there. Keep it really little circles whenever you're doing it, okay? If your machine goes off, don't worry, that's okay. It's got a timer. It goes off after so much time. Okay? Now I'm going to use my bronzer. The bronzer is a metallic bronzer that comes in your kit. It is very, very shimmery. So I don't use very much of this. I'm just going to use 1 drop. And I'm just going to do a little bit over my blush, kind of make my little line here. And then you can use it on your eyes. You can use it on your neck to give you a little bit of shimmer. You can do a little bit on the tip of your nose. If you have super, super light skin, the great thing about the bronzer is that you can tone it down. So do 1 drop of bronzer and 1 drop of your glow, mix it together, and it's going to tone that bronzer down where it's not too dark, okay? Okay, now I'm all dry, I'm all done, and the next thing that I recommend is using your final sealant, so you gotta order some of that, and then also your translucent powder. So just, here we go. So translucent powder, this is going to help set your makeup so it lasts throughout the day, and it's going to kind of give it that nice smooth look. So it's also going to kind of take away any of the stickiness instantly that the airbrush makeup leaves behind if you've gotten it a little too wet. So you just pat it. And you're set. And if you got a lip stain, one of our awesome, awesome, awesome lip stains, you can use a lip stain. Let it dry. Lick your lips and you're good to go. So I recommend doing your eyes first before you do your airbrush makeup so you don't have any fall down and it messes up with your foundation. So that is my recommendation. Do eyes first, then do your foundation and your lips, and you're set and you're ready to go. So hope you guys have a fabulous day. Hope this video helped you. If you have any more questions, please comment, and I would love to help you. So thank you. Have a great day.